structure.
Still.
What's that?
I love that still.
The still, yeah, serving the robots.
It's beautiful overall. It's so artsy.
Really cool.
In our little viewing group, we talked a little bit afterwards about the structure of it and whether we wanted to see the things that were over the credits, where we saw the kids being interviewed. Just a little bit in the beginning. You didn't have to have the whole thing, but just enough to know, for the viewer to know, these are kids being interviewed and really giving their views that we're seeing animated.
Do you think that was you as an adult that wanted that? I think it was a really lovely decision not to see those kids at all, so that you just went with the flow of it, and it felt unstructured, it felt a bit kind of random, and I think it was one of the few things I thought kids would love this, because it was kind of a bit like a kid's process. Yeah. And I was a bit like, oh, but it wasn't made for me. So I think I don't know. It would be. Did you show it?
To me, it felt just like a very clear author's signature.
Yeah.
It was really directed by somebody.
By somebody.
Yeah. So I like it when it was almost a piece of art. It had a clear own signature. I love
A point.
Yeah. And also a way of telling that just went somewhere
A
else.
new storytelling. Yeah.
Mixing history and future, thought it was amazing. You know, seeing those images from the past and the children talking about that, and then talking about how they imagine that the premise, I think it's an amazing premise. And I agree with you. It was like one of the things that I thought, wow, this is great. Children are going to connect with this immediately because it felt like so much like their thought process.
I also really loved it how it was just put together like into one pot, basically thrown in, and I think the same way. Kids would really love it. And what Barry Winkers, I felt it was very close to kids. Whoever worked with them, I got the feeling.
One thing I really liked in the whole thing is like there's the like a more serious kid, there's the quirky one, there's the logical one, and usually in animated films there's a tendency to go like, oh, kids are kids, and it's a unicellular being. They're all the same thing, but they have personalities, and it was so fun. Like, I want a beard. You can't have a beard. I really liked it. It's so fresh to see like different personalities in kids, and not treated like one thing.
And a mix of style of animation, so they included very kid stories, but they were given the same treatment as the more professional standard animation that you'd expect to see for kids, which I thought was quite lovely.
Just as a broad editorial comment about the value of Christmas, Taiwan has been coming to Christmas for a long time and has taken away so much, and also brought people in from all over the world to teach workshops to help with development, and you see the results here. The number of Taiwanese programs that we're seeing that are just lovely.
And just quickly,
Yes.
Because that's the program I produce, and do appreciate your feedback. I'm really glad that it catch the point, because we really try very hard to preserve the children's perspective. Their thoughts flow, and this is a project with PIC at that Taiwan International Children's Film Festival. Because during the pandemic, we kind of lost this opportunity to work with children like physically. And I want to produce a film that can relate to our children. I mean, they can find something, really part of their life. Because we are an international film festival, we watch films from all over the world. But sometimes, there is something missing because there is very little local elements there for our children to relate to. So I think it would be a very good if they have a film to relate to find those elements from their part of life. But at the same time, it take them beyond that, like history. That there's a purpose to promote intergenerational understanding. You know, you start to think, wow, what was their life about my grandparents are like, and then what will be our life would be like in 100 years. Yeah. I discussed the kind of script. It's not a real script. We do the interview with children and we try to put their stories together. And all those artistic works, I mean the spaceship, the house, all those are drawings, created by those children. Yeah, so it's like a process. It's like a co-creation with children, with the story, and and it's embedded in our culture, and I want it to resonate with our audience. And I can share with you that it actually accepted quite well with children, and at the same time, it goes to a lot of international film festivals, which means international audience. I mean, international children, they kind of love this story, so that it can be aired in other parts of the world.
It would make a great case study to write up
Yes, I think
and
so.
publish.
Yes,
I think
there is a lot to
people-
share.
The process.
Yeah.
Last program of the marathon, Christmas Miracle.